After Tony Stark boldly announces to the entire world that he is Iron Man, his life changes forever. Overnight, he becomes a global symbol of power, innovation, and fearlessness. People admire him as a hero who has single-handedly changed modern warfare and secured global peace. But as his fame grows, so do the political pressures, dangerous rivals, and emotional burdens that come with being the only man in control of the world's most powerful armor. The US government quickly demands that Tony hand over the Iron Man suit, claiming it is too dangerous for a private individual to own. They fear what could happen if someone else manages to copy his technology. During a Senate hearing, Tony confidently embarrasses his opponents by showing that other countries, including the US military's own contractors, are many years away from matching his level of innovation. With his characteristic arrogance, he declares that he has successfully privatized world peace, leaving the senators speechless. But behind Tony's bold attitude lies a secret he hides from everyone. The palladium in his arc reactor, the device that keeps him alive, is poisoning his bloodstream. The more he uses the Iron Man suit, the faster the poison spreads. Every morning, Tony watches his blood toxicity increase, and with it, his fear. He begins to believe that his time is running out. Instead of facing the truth, he slips into denial and starts living recklessly, as if preparing for his final days. To secure the future of his company, Tony appoints Pepper Potts as the new CEO of Stark Industries. Pepper is overwhelmed but determined, stepping into a much larger role with professionalism and courage. Tony, however, grows increasingly unstable, making bizarre decisions and taking dangerous risks. Their relationship becomes tense, filled with unspoken worries and emotional distance. At the same time, an undercover SHIELD agent named Natasha Romanoff infiltrates Tony's inner circle under the disguise of Natalie Rushman. She carefully observes Tony's worsening behavior and reports back to Nick Fury, who is deeply concerned about the Iron Man's physical decline. Meanwhile, in a cramped apartment in Russia, Ivan Vanko watches Tony's rise with burning hatred. Ivan's father, Anton Vanko, once worked with Howard Stark to develop the arc reactor technology. But after Howard exposed him as a traitor, Anton was deported and lived the rest of his life in poverty and shame. Ivan inherited not only his father's scientific brilliance but also his anger and desire for revenge. After Anton's death, Ivan builds a homemade arc reactor and constructs powerful electrified whips, planning to destroy Tony and expose the truth behind the Stark legacy. Ivan travels to Monaco, where Tony, in his reckless state, decides to drive his own race car in a Formula One event. Suddenly, chaos erupts on the track as Ivan steps forward and lashes his electrified whips across speeding cars, slicing metal like paper. He walks toward Tony with cold determination, believing he is about to destroy the Stark dynasty. Tony narrowly escapes by putting on a portable Iron Man suit carried by Happy and Pepper. A brutal fight follows, with Tony eventually overpowering Ivan. But the message is clear: others can replicate his technology. The attack shocks the world and damages Tony's confidence. Justin Hammer, a rival weapons manufacturer desperate to outperform Tony, sees potential in Vanko's skills. He tricks the authorities, fakes Ivan's death, and secretly frees him from prison. Hammer provides Ivan with a state-of-the-art workshop, expecting him to build Hammer brand Iron Man suits. But Ivan silently manipulates Hammer, pretending to obey while secretly constructing weaponized drones and planning Tony's downfall. Back home, Tony's condition worsens rapidly. His behavior becomes erratic and self-destructive. At his birthday party, wearing the Iron Man suit while intoxicated, he behaves irresponsibly, firing lasers and causing chaos. Rhodey, unable to watch his best friend destroy himself and everyone around him, dons one of Tony's older suits. The two men battle violently inside Tony's mansion, tearing up the place. Rhodey eventually flies off with the armor and hands it over to the military, unknowingly playing into Justin Hammer's plans. Nick Fury finally intervenes. He confronts Tony, revealing that his father, Howard Stark, had always believed Tony would achieve something greater: the discovery of a clean, powerful element beyond the reach of normal science. With Natasha's medical expertise, Tony learns that the poison from the palladium can no longer be ignored. Encouraged by Fury, Tony digs into his father's old notes and recordings. In an emotional moment, Tony watches a message Howard left behind decades earlier, expressing his love and high hopes for him. This becomes the spark Tony needs to fight back. Inspired, Tony works tirelessly, redesigning his lab, analyzing old blueprints, and synthesizing a new element, the one his father dreamed of but couldn't complete with the technology of his time. This new element becomes a replacement for the deadly palladium. With it, Tony constructs a new arc reactor that not only saves his life but also supercharges the Iron Man suit with cleaner, stronger energy than ever before. Meanwhile, Justin Hammer showcases the drones and the newly upgraded War Machine armor, now fitted with an array of weapons. But when the Stark Expo begins, Ivan hijacks the drones and takes control of War Machine as well, revealing his true intentions. The drones open fire on Tony, beginning an explosive battle across the expo. Tony flies through the skies and city streets with drones chasing him relentlessly. Rhodey inside War Machine fights for control as the suit forces him to attack Tony. Tony eventually helps Rhodey regain control, and the two team up, unleashing a synchronized barrage of firepower to destroy the drones. The battle intensifies as Ivan arrives in a massive armored suit, an advanced Whiplash model. In a fierce final confrontation, Tony and Rhodey combine their repulsor blasts in a powerful double shot that destroys Vanko's armor. Defeated, Ivan triggers a self-destruct mechanism, causing all drones to explode around the expo. Amid the destruction, Tony swoops in to save Pepper, who is moments away from being killed in the blast. Exhausted but relieved, the two finally share a heartfelt moment, admitting their feelings for each other. With Vanko gone and Hammer arrested, Tony regains control of his life, his technology, and his relationships. Though the government still wants the Iron Man suit, Tony remains firm. The armor is part of him, and no one else can be trusted with it. Through pain, mistakes, and near death, Tony emerges more mature, more responsible, and more connected to the people who care about him. Iron Man is no longer just a symbol of power, he becomes a symbol of resilience, legacy, and redemption.